All right, guys. So it's me, Sarah Gallagher. Today, what I really wanted to talk to you about was secondary trauma. I know triggers. I know trauma. I have been diagnosed with PTSD myself. This is stuff that has been a childhood trauma. Then, on top of that, I had to deal with the trauma that comes from coming home to find my husband blue, having to deal with that as I'm trying to deal with my grief and my kids' grief as well. I know trauma very well. I've been learning resilience things for years from different psychologists and different therapists and psychiatrists and everything you can imagine. Why am I telling you this? Because I am doing an interactive workshop on February 21st, specifically for grieving moms who have grieving children and cultivating memories of their father. As you are talking about these memories of their father, it's triggering for you too, because it's not just their father that you're going to be trying to talk about. This is your husband. Trying to deal with that secondary trauma is huge. I think it's something we need to talk about more often, but this is one of the key things I'm going to be talking about in this workshop. You have to make sure that you, as the widow, is on a nice, sturdy footing so you can help them, which means you have to understand that there is secondary trauma there. Secondary trauma is something that affects you because, as a witness, the trauma of somebody else can affect you incredibly. The three symptoms of secondary trauma: experiencing lingering feelings of anger, rage, and sadness about the patient's victimization. Now imagine this: you are in the mother's point of view, who are also dealing with anger and rage and stress and sadness, but now you're also trying to navigate and hold your kids at the same time. You are going to become overly involved emotionally with the parent. This is what they tell first responders. You are already involved emotionally with the patient because you're their parent. You have to find that distance between you and them in those moments, but at the same time, you still want to be there for them. This is a hard thing to juggle, right? Your mind's going to be thinking of the what if, what if, what ifs. Now you're going to be taking care of that for your kid as well. You are going to have to understand what resilience tactics you can use, because you know how important that is to be able to carry those memories of their father forward as living memories. Because guess what? Their kids, they're going to have a dead parent in their life for the rest of their lives. You're going to have to deal with again and again as your kids grow, and they're going to have different questions and different ways of dealing. You need to have these kind of things in your toolkit to be able to help you when you know you might be triggered when you're talking to your kids about their father. On February 21st, I am going to be having a workshop about cultivating memories of their father with your children, no matter what their ages are, no matter how old they were when he died, no matter how old they are now. So when they bring these questions up, you can be there to answer them. I mean, you can be that safe space for them, even though you're going through your own trauma. Make sure that you have your feet on the ground and you are steady and grounded enough so when you're talking to your kids, you are okay. When you are triggered, these are things you can do to help you go through those triggers, anticipate those triggers, have something in your toolkit to help you. I'm going to be bringing some of these up in this workshop before we even dive into cultivating memories in your kid. You have to put your own oxygen mask on first. If you want to know any more about this workshop that I'm holding on the February 21st, it is online. It is going to be interactive. It is 12:30 p.m. EST live, helping you know that you can instill memories of their father in your kids, even if it's traumatic to you, and make them so they're comfortable and they'll be thriving and you're going to be okay and the kids are going to be okay. His love will be their legacy and it's going to make them stronger than ever. And you're going to help cultivate that. If you want to know more about this workshop, let me know. We are widows. We are going through our own grief. We are helping our grieving kids. We are doing the solo parenting. It is so niche, but it is so necessary because we are out there and I want to help. February 21st, online, talking about cultivating memories in your kids of their father, no matter what their age. Let me know.